Hi and good afternoon. My name is Shabina Rehman. I teach psychology at the School of Education and Social Sciences, Management and Science University, Malaysia. Along with me are my two co-authors, Izzati Binti Ahmad Fazlee, a student of psychology at the School of Education and Social Sciences, Management and Science University, Malaysia, and Dr. Gurbir Dullet, who teaches psychology at the Maharaja Agrasen Himalayan Garhwal University, India. Our paper today is entitled Media Entertainment as a Coping Mechanism for Stress Among Students in a Private University in Shah, a Correlational Study. To start off with, in the demanding world of higher education, college students often face high levels of stress due to rigorous coursework, exams, and other academic pressures. To counteract this stress and promote a balanced and healthy lifestyle, many students turn to media entertainment as a form of relaxation. The media and entertainment industry serves a dual purpose in the coping mechanisms of the individuals, particularly students, as either a form of escapism or an adaptive coping strategy. Escapism is often defined as temporarily getting away from unpleasant situations or thoughts. And students may seek solace in movies, television shows, music, or other forms of entertainment to momentarily distance themselves from academic stress. Engaging in the immersive experience of escaping reality and immersing oneself in a fictional realm is a source of joy for numerous individuals. Watching a TV series is more than a passive activity for some. It can be interpreted as an intentional quest for enjoyable moments woven into a narrative. Isolation, loneliness, poor use of digital technology have all been associated with problematic use of these platforms. These days, digital technologies provide a plethora of diverse online settings. The internet is a common technological foundation for all these technologies, including social networking, online video game streaming services that are essential for binge watching habits. People who have trouble controlling their binge watching habits tend to have trouble coping with loneliness, according to studies conducted by Yi et al. Now, therefore, it makes sense to identify escapism as the primary psychological aspect among those that define the complex concept of problematic use of internet related technologies. Conversely, the media and entertainment industry also provided a platform for adaptive coping strategies where individuals employ cognitive and behavioral efforts to effectively manage and address the challenges posed by stress. Now, what is adaptive coping strategy? It is defined as a strategy that includes cognitive and behavioral efforts to manage stressful situations or associated emotional distress, according to Karina and Donald 2017. In our contemporary media saturated landscape, the reliance on various forms of media as a coping mechanism appears to have become increasingly widespread, according to several studies, especially by Nabi et al. In 2017. Contrary to popular belief, media may be a useful tool for managing stress in daily life in addition to being a source of stress. For example, social media platforms can be utilized to get social support, and playing video games can actually help you relax and forget about everyday problems. While blogs and health websites can be used for information seeking and problem resolution, shows can be utilized as a means of escape from stressful life situations. Now, the widespread use of smartphones has improved access to these services even more, particularly for day to day coping. In this situation, media entertainment serves as a driving tool, allowing people to divert their stress into productive endeavors. While majority of the studies have been conducted during the COVID period to comprehend the effects of entertainment as an adaptive coping strategy or escapism among students, it is noteworthy that the utilization of entertainment has persisted at a similar level post-COVID. This continuity underscores the importance of conducting further research in this area, emphasizing the ongoing relevance of understanding the interplay between escapism and adaptive coping strategy among students in the post-COVID. Moreover, it is crucial to note that there is a glaring absence of studies conducted on university students in Malaysia regarding the interplay between escapism and adaptive coping strategies within the realm of media and entertainment. This specific gap in literature underscores the imperative for the present study to fill this void and contribute valuable insights to our understanding of how these dynamics operate among university students in the Malaysian context. Now, for the review of literature, I've chosen 3 different reviews. These show the relationship between stress and anxiety in college students during the early stages of social distancing. This was in March and April 2020, and this was in a study conducted by Eden et al. The study examined how students deliberately use media for coping using a cross-sectional survey of 459 students from 2 American colleges. Findings consistent with the escapist media theories revealed that stressed students sought emotional relief through engaging with hedonically pleasant media unrelated to the pandemic. In yet another study by Gurbir et al. In 2021, he investigated TV series watching behaviors, motivations, and their links to depression, stress, and anxiety during the COVID-19 lockdown among Italian adults. The study involved 715 participants, found increased TV series watching, especially among women experiencing higher anxiety and stress levels. Both healthy and problematic TV series watching were influenced by anxiety system and escapism motivation, suggesting a coping strategy during the lockdown. Aghababian in 2021 investigated the relationship between COVID-related stress and binge watching behavior, considering variations based on body weight. Now, the findings emphasize the surge in binge watching during the pandemic, particularly among those elevated COVID-related stress, underscoring the need for interventions to address potential obsogenic impacts during stressful periods. Now, the purpose of this study is, while majority of studies have been conducted during the COVID period to comprehend the effects of entertainment as an adaptive coping strategy or stress or escapism among students, it is noteworthy that the utilization of entertainment has persisted at the same level even after COVID. So the purpose of this study is to identify the relationship between escapism and stress, to determine the relationship between adaptive coping strategy and stress, to find out the differences between gender and stress. These are the hypotheses that have been formed for this study. Based on these hypotheses, this study used a correlational quantitative research design and utilized survey as the primary instrument for data collection. The sample for this study is focused on 370 students from a private university in Shah, Malaysia. The respondents are in equal number of male and female students. 3 instruments were used to conduct the research: escapism scale, the coping scale, and the perceived stress scale. Now, the data was collected and it was analyzed using Pearson correlation and independent sample t-test to study the correlation between media entertainment as a form of escapism and its role as an adaptive coping strategy in alleviating stress among students at a private university in Shah, Malaysia. The results showed as follows. The Pearson correlation analysis of escapism and stress showed that there was no significant relationship between escapism and stress. Since the p-value 0.85 is greater than the conventional significance level, we fail to reject the null hypothesis. In other words, there is not enough evidence to conclude that there is a significant relationship between escapism and stress. Pearson correlation analysis of adaptive coping strategy and stress showed that there was a significant relationship between adaptive coping strategy and stress, since the p-value is less than 0.001. In other words, there is enough evidence to conclude that there is a significant relationship between adaptive coping strategy and stress. The positive correlation coefficient suggests a positive linear relationship between the 2 variables. Now, the independent samples t-test showed that there was a significant mean difference between gender and stress. Female showed a lower relation with stress compared to male. Since the p-value is 0.041, we reject the null hypothesis. In other words, there is enough evidence to conclude that there is a significant mean difference between gender and stress. The principal aim of this investigation was to scrutinize the potential influence of media entertainment on the stress levels among students enrolled in a private university in Shah. While escapism through media entertainment has been suggested as a coping mechanism of stress, it is crucial to acknowledge the complex nature of this relationship. The type of media, content, the individual differences, the context in which media is consumed, all can influence its impact on stress. In this study, the initial objective sought to elucidate the relationship between escapism and stress. Upon examination of the outcomes, it became evident that no statistically significant relationship existed between escapism and stress, thereby indicating the non-achievement of the first study objective. Moving on to the second objective, which focused on the correlation between adaptive coping strategy and stress, the findings demonstrated a substantial and noteworthy relationship. This aligns with existing literature, highlighting the importance of adaptive coping strategies in mitigating stress. Students who employ effective coping mechanisms such as problem solving, seeking social support, positive reframing may experience lower stress levels compared to those who rely on maladaptive strategies like avoidance or substance abuse. In accordance with previous studies, the results of the present study also reveal a substantial and noteworthy relationship between the two variables, adaptive coping strategy and stress. The third objective aimed to uncover gender-based disparities in stress levels, and the results indicated a significant mean difference. This echoes previous research suggesting that gender can play a role in stress experiences. Factors such as societal expectations, gender roles, hormonal differences may contribute to variations in how males and females perceive and cope with stress. However, it is essential to note that the observed gender differences in stress may be influenced by cultural and contextual factors specific to the study location. Now, cross-cultural studies have highlighted variation in stressors and coping mechanisms among different studies. All these have been found out by studies conducted before. Therefore, understanding the cultural context is crucial when interpreting gender-related findings in stress research. The outcomes of the present study demonstrated a significant mean difference in stress between genders, with females showing a higher level of tolerance to stress when compared to male students. In conclusion, this investigation sheds light on the nuanced relationship between media entertainment, coping strategies, and gender in the context of student stress. The absence of a significant link between escapism and stress emphasizes the need for a comprehensive understanding of the diverse factors influencing the impact of media on psychological well-being. The positive correlation between adaptive coping strategies and lower stress levels underscores the importance of promoting effective coping mechanisms among students. Additionally, acknowledging gender-based disparities in stress experiences highlights the need for tailor-made interventions and that consider individual differences within a diverse cultural context. Now, there are some limitations and implications to this study. Despite its valuable contributions, this study faces inherent limitations. The cross-sectional design limits causal relationship establishment, and the singular focus on Shala Malaysia hinders generalizability. Future research should adopt longitudinal design and broaden sample inclusivity for enhanced robustness. The study incompletely explores cultural determinants of stress, prompting future investigations into the interplay of cultural factors with coping mechanism and stress perception. This study reveals that media entertainment predominantly functions as an adaptive coping strategy for students, challenging the perception of escapism. This insight informs educational institutions and policymakers about the varied coping mechanisms students employ. The identification of gender-based stress differences underscores the necessity for targeted interventions, setting the stage for strategies to improve student well-being in comparable academic settings. Thank you for listening to me. For any further questions, please contact me at shabina@msu.edu.my. Thank you very much.